It all began when we were taught on what grit was and what the difference was between a growth and fixed mindset. When this project was presented to us, I really couldn't think of anything that I wanted to do, so I tried to think of what I wanted my project to contain. I knew I wanted something that would be beneficial, interesting, and long lasting. If it was something beneficial, I knew I would stick to it longer and was more likely to accomplish my goals. And finally, the idea came to me. I wanted to do something that was food related. I knew that food was something that always was a thought because I was often getting sick from it, and I thought that it would be something that I knew would benefit me in the end because I would ultimately feel better. When I started the project, I wanted to become pescatarian. It was always a goal of mine, and it still is, but due to circumstances out of my ability to fix, I ended up having to change my project, and I decided to log what I was eating and log how I felt. And over time, I tried to figure out what was making me feel sick most of the time. And even though I always had it in the back of my mind that it was probably dairy, I didn't really want to give it up, so I tried to find other things. But in the end, I figured out that it was just dairy, so I ended up giving it up, and it helped me to feel a lot better. I know that over time this project will continue to be effective in my life, and I'm going to work to continue to log my meals in case other things I can find that also make me feel sick, even though I haven't really been able to find anything in the last weeks or so. But over time, I know things will change and different foods will make me feel sick, so if I continue to work hard to log what I eat and not lose motivation, then eventually I'll find out everything that is making me sick. Although this process was pretty frustrating in the beginning, and most of the time I was upset that I couldn't eat the things that other people around me were eating, I knew that in the end it would be beneficial and help me to feel a lot better. I learned that if I persevered through the hard parts in the beginning, eventually it would get better and I would feel better. Through this, I've learned that I ultimately really had a growth mindset, even though at moments I lost motivation and wanted to quit. I never did, and I worked hard to work past the challenges that were put before me, and I had to modify my project according to those issues that were put before me, but ultimately those were out of my control, and they weren't really challenges that I couldn't overcome. I just had to change my project to match what I was able to do with what I had. In the end, I really learned that if I set my mind on a goal and I worked hard towards it, even though I know that struggles will come, eventually they provide a benefit that is longer lasting than those struggles I faced, and I can reach any goal that I put before myself.